Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. We are back once again with the wheel. Just had to wait a second for it to load to see what zany challenge run we're going to be going for this time. Let's just give it a spin, see what we get. And it is... Oh, is it finally happening? It is the police team. This has been the one that was requested quite a while ago, and it's finally being done. Basic gist of this is that we're running with, the police-like centers, LCCB and Zvi stuff. So give me a second to get that prepared. Alright, so here's the team we're going to be rocking with. Of course, a lot of these are just for the starlight bonuses. The main thing is we've got 3 Zvi identities, and we've got 3 LCCB identities. And this is basically the entire team. If I wanted to, I could replace this LCCB with Zvi Rodion, and then it would still be police team. But I thought it'd be funnier to have a nice balance between the two. So let's roll with this. See just how it goes. Okay. Starting E.G.O gifts, I went for Tremor stuff, got Nixie Diversions, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, because there's a couple Tremor IDs. Notably 3 of them, not enough to get a fusion gift. But it's still something. It's the closest thing we have to actually focus on one of the status effects. Otherwise, we will just do something like that. And we'll see how the police team works. Of course, called the police team due to the police. The Zvi are obviously supposed to be somewhat police. I mean, they're most of police in Ruina. They're kind of being changed to be more so bodyguards, but they do kind of have very police-esque clothing still, so the connection still stands. And LCCB are also they're also they're more so I mean, especially stuff like the Riot Shield and LCCB, they're also very police inspired, the LCCB stuff. Like the batons that Rodion has. That sort of stuff. So yeah, that's the basic inspiration for the team. Also, it's worth mentioning that I will be streaming Ruina today, hour after the video is posted. Feel free to join in for that. We're basically on the beginning of Urban Legend right now, so it's still early on in the game. Come by if you want to. You can talk with it for a bit. You can submit your own custom librarian, all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Felt making sure to bring that up at the start of the video instead of remembering it halfway through. Okay, and these guys should perish here. They're all staggered. We do more damage to staggered people, thanks to our E.G.O gift. That's pretty good. And we'll see what else we can randomly get in this run. Homeward, I mean, Homeward's really good. This way we're gonna have no troubles for healing for basically the rest of the run. Take the painting, of course. And press onwards.
명령 대기.
부상 없이 나오는 게 최고야. 알지?
당신들은 상관없으세요? 두드려 패고 터뜨려 주시.
Damn, that guy almost got staggered by the gun. Funny. Funny indeed. We'll see if we can get any actual Tremor stuff going. I'm not fully sure if we will. It's possible though. Oh yeah, whenever we get a 2 Gluttony Resonance, 3 Gluttony Resonances for all of our passives, I think. It's 2 Gluttony Resonances for Faust, and I think, no, I'm not saying Gluttony, I mean Gloom. 2 Gloom is for Faust, and I think 3 Gloom is for Sinclair's passive. And his gives protection to the adjacent allies, while Faust gives defense level up to the... I forget who it chooses. Is it lowest HP if the defense level up from Faust? Probably. I think something like that. Hard to say. Anyways, we keep on killing these guys. K-Corp guys are also somewhat policey. Only the class 1 guys. The class 3 guys really are not as policey as more is there, freaky little mechanical guys. That sort of thing.
표적 확인.
Setting a lot of tremor on you. I mean, we don't get to burst tremor on you. You just kind of die, but you know, thought that counts moment. And we can get to the shop now, see if there's anything we want in particular. Rio should get another gunshot. I think that'll be worthwhile. Cigarette holder. Oh, there's some good stuff here. How are we on pierce attacks? Not a lot, right? It's just... Is it only Ryoshu's skill 3? At least we've got 2 of those now, but I think that's the only pierce attack on our entire team, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so Sticky Muck's running on the grave. We do have some gluttony stuff, but I don't think that'll be that worth it, though. Grey Coat's nice, potentially. Reverberation for the Tremor synergy. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll take it. I don't actively go for Reverberation very often, because I don't think it's being too good.
네네, 작전 지역으로 이동 중. 교신 끝.
More bugs for us to crush.
두드려 패고 터뜨려
Yeah, well, we can deal with that. Squash them with our batons and our riot shields and our Zweihanders and all that sort of thing.
부상 없이 나오는 게 최고야.
Like, we've got like 2 Zweihanders, 2 batons. It's funny how they're like lined up, like coincidentally by the speed this turn. We've got someone with a pistol and a riot shield and someone with a shotgun. Good variety.
두드려 패고
It is so funny that Magic Bullet, Otis sure does just whack people with the gun. Because that is like, most of like, LCCB, Ryoshu's attacks are just meleeing with the gun. It's only the skill 3 that actually fires it. And it seems to be a similar situation with, Magic Bullet Otis. From the looks of things. Very silly. Although, Otis uses it even more insanely, like grabbing it by like the end of the barrel and just thwacking people over the head with it. You'd really think Otis would know how to use a gun.
저 부표처럼 흔들리는
Probably makes sense that Otis would get a gun ID sooner or later. The real question is, when is Merso getting a gun ID? Since he is, like... I think he's the only one to use a gun in his respective book, unless I'm forgetting something.
거기까지.
I wouldn't be surprised if I'm forgetting something. I guess Sinclair probably has canonically used a gun at some point, given how he was drafted into World War I.
어우, 제대로 꽂힌.
But, like, Merso, like, the pistol is, like, super important. Who knows, maybe that's going to be like his base identity one day. Maybe one day you can upgrade his skill 3 to turn into like a pistol with 4 shots instead of just hitting someone 4 times with his
표적 무력화.
fist. Would make sense, I guess.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지. 지금이 기회예요. 적확한 하나비였어.
칼날이 잘 드네요. 아마 그 공격이 약점이었겠죠?
참, 이런 상황인데도
And
어떻게 끝이 보이네요.
should be able to finish most of them off here.
표적 무력화.
Excellent. That guy's dead.
완전 무력화.
And
적대 세력을 배제했습니다.
that guy's dead. Just the big guy, and we take him down. Excellent. Good killing, everyone. Great job with all the murder stuff. It is what you guys excel at, it would seem. As far as what we should take here, I mean, I assume we just want Green Spear. I don't really want Blunt Boost or Slash Boost. I guess I don't remember exactly what we are weak to with the Zwei and LCCB identities. They're not ones I remember the weaknesses of particularly well, but we don't want to damage up enemy damage up anyways, so fine with just not taking it. And plus, this is more stagger stuff. Could get some benefits from that. Who knows?
교신 끝.
Like you and mariachis.
맞서보죠.
Alright,
우리들에게 이깟 하도 교전 시작합니다.
take you guys down.
거기까지.
See how well we can deal this. Strong strike. I mean, it's a decent... I don't know. Just thinking about, like, 1 coin skill 3s, some of them really have bad rolls. That's for sure. I guess mostly, like, Sinclairs. Like, Zwei Sinclair and Mariachi Sinclair, their skill 3s are single coins with pretty mediocre rolls. It is nice that we actually have gotten, like, a skill 3 with a single coin recently, thanks to Saint Otis.
제가 도움을
But I think
주지는 못하겠지만
St. Otis was the most recent one, and before that,
보겠습니다.
I genuinely don't think we had gotten a single coin skill 3 since Sloshing Ishmael, which was quite a while ago.
공격 능력
And Sloshing Ishmael was... that was alongside... yeah, she was released alongside Spicebush, yeah. So that was like mid-June. Yeah, single coin stuff definitely needs a little bit of something. Hopefully we get like a she identity or something that has like a passive that like buffs like singular strike type stuff. And then, you know, maybe we could get like a...
여러분은 하실 수 있어요.
like, what if we got a she identity, like maybe a 3-star that only had like single coin skills, but also had like a little bit of an additional thing where it's like passive, it's normal passive, just buffed single coins non-ego skills for the entire team. Something like that could be cool, you know? I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential for single coin stuff. I think the 5% chance of failure being like always present for single coins is just the big issue. Maybe we should get a single coin negative skill ID.
준비는 끝났습니다. 명령
Could be
대기.
interesting. I guess I do wonder if the new IDs are going to be negative coins, because they are lobotomy ego stuff. It would make some sense. I don't think either of them would make too much sense for them to be negative coins, though. I don't think we're getting a negative coin ID until we get to Captain Ishmael, which might be negative, might be positive though. Knowing Ahab, like, Ahab isn't exactly a very negative coin kind of person.
제대로 꽂혔는데.
Kind of like too into her own delusions to think that she is negative. She gaslights herself into making her negative coins positive, you know, something like that. We'll see. I could still see it being a negative coin one simply because it's like an evil ID.
위험 요소.
It's not really what negative coins mean though, but like negative coins are more so for like so far they're more so for like depressed IDs, I guess, or maybe not depressed, but just kind of like
그런 거야?
I didn't deal with strong negative emotions in that sense. Like I think of Captain Ishmael being closer to something like Grip Faust. Like yeah, like it's still like based on like a very evil person, but at the same time it's still positive coins because of the fact that evil person is not like wallowing in despair or something like that. Because despair fits Grip Sinclair and Sunshine Heathcliff both pretty well. So no one will get another ID that's quite to that level. Ooh, handshake of handshake. Push hand away, we get the charge bracelet. Sure thing. Wrist
상황
guards.
종료라고 알림.
Get a rest up. Do I want to upgrade anything here? Nixie Divergence is interesting to upgrade, but not too great. Green Spirit's not bad. Wrist guards doesn't help us too much. Blood, Sweat, and Tears is... actually, you know, this is the funny option. Yeah, we'll go for that. Why not? And it's snake time.
보호 요청 수신.
Yeah, it might be a while before we get another negative coin ID is all I'm saying. Even if we do get Captain Ishmael relatively soon.
말하면 녹음되는 건가요?
We just don't even know if we're going to get that anytime soon, that's the thing. Project Moon is kind of rude with that stuff on occasion. Looking at you, Farm Watch. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Very much copium, but you know, it's not impossible.
능력 평가? 양호.
제대로 꽂혔는데.
Nice. Paralysis on that guy. I don't even know if that arm had any more attacks going for. I don't think that arm had any more attacks going. Yeah, because of the other arms, the paralysis didn't do anything.
전술의 승리네요.
Makes enough sense. I guess the blunt fragility from Sinclair's skill 3 is something of note.
지휘관이었던 거 아니야?
Like, we could potentially get some benefit from that. It is 2 blunt fragility. That is not bad. I'm pretty sure it's 1 at upside 3. I'm pretty sure that's an upside 4 thing. If I'm not mistaken, I very well could be mistaken, however. Who can say? Dominating, can we deal with this at all? Anyone clash a spell? Oh, that's decent. I'll go for that. And we can do something like this. Looks good. 3 attacks on both arms. Hopefully we can get them both to a decently staggered state. I think the bottom guy was just guarding again, right? I think I just didn't even look at him, so I'm fairly certain that's because of the fact that he is just doing nothing. Hopefully. And if his attacks go through, it's fine. I always focus the top guy first, because the bottom guy loves his defensive skills so much in this fight. Okay. Left arm staggered. Nice. Right arm close to being staggered. Not quite there yet. Bunch of paralysis right now on you, which means these predictions are not going to be right whatsoever. That's fine. Save the suppress. Who knows, you might get a good speed value next turn. Full suppression. Should be able to stagger this arm fairly easily, I'd hope. Something like that looks good. Yep, staggered right arm. We're tagging left arm a little bit, notably with the gun. Bash with you a little bit. Every single one of those attacks, because of gluttony, inflicted a little bit of a little bit of tremor between the two of them. Not that that makes too big of a deal. Probably should have focused left arm down a little bit more since it's not going to be staggered this turn, but I really wanted to make sure the other arm would be staggered. Okay, so like we can do like something like this, a little bit of this maybe, a little bit of this, and that's probably going to be good enough. Guess I should go for a couple more attacks just to be like careful. But like that's definitely killing. We'll do another attack here just to be safe. Yeah, okay, that looks good enough for this turn. We break the arms. Next turn we should be able to take you down. Left arm down. And here goes the right arm. Yeah. We got some attacks off on you. I don't know if it's enough to actually actively break your arm. Ishmael should stagger it though, at least. So that's something. So we can just ignore that at the bottom of this turn, go all out on top guy, hopefully kill him. You got a decent speed value, that's nice. Go for all of our attacks on you, just doing one-sided attacks, because I'm fairly certain we should be able to kill you without too big of a hassle. Like that, okay. The suppress is going to do a lot of work, though. The 5 fragility, you're taking 50% more damage from the rest of our attacks. You still have like 100 HP, though. Eh. Might have been a little overconfident here. You're at 10 fragility thanks to the funny, like, gimmick. But you kill yourself, that's right. Okay, that's good. So now we can take you down. Stick with weak attacks this turn, since it is your... It's just your arm right now. We'll break your arm this turn, the next turn we'll kill you. The one-arm Snake Man is really a pushover most of the time. Since, like, he's actually got a stagger threshold. That's the issue with the big guy, the two-arm Snake guy, is because he just doesn't have a stagger threshold. So you kind of just need to kill him if you want to. You could clash against him, especially with some of these IDs like this. It's a little risky, though, because you really... Even when it says you're likely going to clash, it often lies when it comes to negative coins, so... I don't trust that. I don't trust it one bit. Nice. Guardian, I mean, I assume this kills. Yeah, definitely. Strong attack. There we go. Also, Blade Lineage Otis passive was triggering there. Drago was doing more damage and he's below 25% HP. Very silly. And we take Oscillated Bracelet here, more Tremor stuff. Sloth, Envy, Gluttony. I think we've got some Sloth attacks, so yeah, might as well. You know, for a team with no Tremor, we sure are getting a lot of Tremor E.G.O gifts. Guess that's how it goes. We've got some Tremor, but like, as far as Tremor bursts go, it's kind of limited. We've got 2 skill 3 Tremor bursts, and... No, 3 skill 3 Tremor bursts. Yeah, yours is on skill 3 as well. Yeah, we don't have any skill 2 Tremor bursts, which means we're definitely a little limited. Although you do have 2 skill 3s, so that's good at least. Crabs aren't too bad. Your shield. Oh, it's 2 Gloom Resonance for Sinclair's passive, that's right. So is it 3 Gloom for Otis? Or... I think I'm getting mixed up with, Faust's support passive. Well, the first Faust support has maybe like 3 Gloom or something like that. I don't know. Passives are just a minor thing, but the Zwei passives are all about, you know, protecting teammates, that sort of thing. Very wholesome like that. Thank you for telling me I'm reading your anime like an open book. It's exciting to be getting quite a few new announcers soon. It's like, before now, like, they've only released announcers at the start of each season, so like, the increase of announcers has been a very slow one. Now we get one of some in wall purchase night too. That's a nice thing. Pretty beneficial too, since, you know, I guess my issue is it's gonna be so hard, like, choosing which announcer to have once we have so many of them, since you can only have 5. I wish I could just have all of them active at the same time, you know? I wish it was just pure random. Because, of course, I've got ones I like more than others, but, like, I don't have that big of a preference. I know there are people who, like, only want, like, a single, like, Sinner or a single character, something like that. Especially, like, Malkuth announcer, I'm sure a lot of people will just want to run only that for a while. And, like, fair enough, Malkuth's funny. But I don't know. Unless we get, like, a Roland announcer, I don't think I'm gonna be that, like... I'm not gonna be that concerned over who is the announcer. I'm gonna roll an announcer one day. Although, in the very, very distant future. I look forward to it, though. Well, purchase, like, we're already at the point where we're getting Magic Bullet. Like, that is a notable thing to be getting. One of the most noteworthy E.G.Os in LobCorp. Especially, probably the most notable one that isn't an Ayla, I think, is Magic Bullet, right? I think that's probably partially personal preference, but, like, I'd say so. Everyone knows and loves fry shoots. Whether or not it's, you know, from LobCorp, where, you know, you throw in the E.G.O and, like, wow, this seems cool, and then you start killing your own teammates, and you're like, what? And then you realize the horrors. Or if it's from something like, or if you first learn of him from Ruina, and the pretty cool realization that gets unfortunately cheesed by the one you saw at, Tier 3 card. Tier 3 Avenue card. The funeral one that just makes you can just seal away Angela's things and prevent her from actually doing it. It's unfortunate we don't get to see Fry Shoots himself in Ruina, but the Fry Shoots Angela, the Magic Bullet Angela, does go super hard. Especially if you don't take the Tier 3 EO gift, because otherwise you kind of combo her, and you don't even get to see her shooting herself, which is, you know, such a sad thing to not see. We all love to see that. With her 7th bullet. In that case, it's more so just the 7th phase, though, not the 7th bullet. She shoots multiple bullets per phase. But maybe she does just spend 1 bullet per phase, and it just keeps on firing or something, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, Fry Shoots is definitely a very notable one. It's a very memorable Abno, so the fact we're getting an E.G.O ID for it already? Pretty cool. Who knows, we might get something pretty notable next Full Purchase night. Do you wonder if they're gonna just keep on alternating, though? Like, are we gonna get, like... I don't know, who would be the most notable early game Ruina ID? Like, because a lot of the really notable ones I feel like are a little late, but, like, at the same time, Magic Bullet is kind of like a relatively powerful E.G.O, I feel like. Although it is definitely an early game E.G.O, since late game you just do not want to use it, because the micromanaging is not worth it past a certain point when you actually have decent agents. No, because, like, I think Love Town is unlikely to happen. Asterisk? I don't know, it's hard to say for Love Town. Love Town's very strange. Take another suppress, why not? Oh, loading moment. And take lithograph too. A little bit of healing. Make sure everything's fine. They definitely could do Love Town stuff if they weren't cowards, but they didn't even bother making a Love Town page in Ruina, so I wouldn't expect that. I mean, if we go a little earlier than that, there's definitely quite a few ones. Looking at, like, gold pages, like, I guess... I think, like, Mars and Lulu would make the most sense, I'd say. Yeah, you're the 3 Bloom Resonance. That's weird. Oh, yeah, because that's... Yeah. Yeah, your normal passive isn't even based on Resonance. Your support passive is, though. But, oh, whoops, I did not mean to defend with you. Oh, well. Don't even know how I accidentally clicked that as I was scrolling past. Oh, well. I don't know, Street Light being the next one makes a lot of sense. If they want to jump around a little bit, then also, you know, like... We still haven't got very much cheese stuff. They could give us Eugen. Although Eugen is really funny. But Eugen especially, if they add Eugen to Limbus, they're going to need to balance so much stuff in, like, retaliation, you know? Because anything that heals, like, percentage-based needs to be changed to, like, it needs to be capped. Like, I think that's what they did in Ruina, right? Like, when they released, like, Eugen stuff, like, stuff like that. Like, Shi Association, originally the entire Shi Association started with 25% of their max HP and had, like, 200-something HP. They changed it so it's just Eugen and the rest only have, like, had 75% of their HP for balancing issues. And they also made it so, like, every single thing that healed you was capped, or healed you percentage base was capped at a certain point. They need to do something like that if they give a similar Eugen mechanic into Limbus. It's just one of those, things that can very much change the balancing of the entire game, because any stupid way to heal gets even stupider with Eugen. Yeah, no, given how much HP people have in this game, she'd probably have like 500 HP or something if she started with 25%. Which is such a stupid amount. Maybe they don't. Maybe they make it so she starts with like... Maybe she has like 300 max HP and still starts with 25%. Maybe that's part of her thing, is that she desperately needs the healing to have any chance of survival. I don't know. Then she just kind of dies, especially in like Mirror Dungeons 3 hard. We'll get Eugen one day. There's no way we don't. Boundary Death is just too funny not to have.
자, 맞서보죠. 우리들에게 이깟 파도
로저,
별것도
교전
아니잖아요.
시작.
확인 사살.
Yeah, I guess hope for like I think Streetlight or Eugen would be the best choices for next Will Purchase Night. It depends on if they want to jump ahead significantly in the Ruina side of things or not. That's my guess, but we'll have to see in like 3 months' time. That'll probably be like, I guess that would be early-ish season 4, right? Like maybe they'd like release like it like maybe even before the mid-chapter next season. I don't know. Since each Will Purchase Night like gap seems to be short in the average season, it's going to become shorter and shorter. I wonder if one day we'll get a Will Purchase Night to happen on like the week of season start. Like that could be a good way to go about like doing it if they wanted to make it so like they add new IDs without making it like spoilery stuff for the current season. But at the same time, you kind of want to start a season with some seasonal IDs. Gotta get the ball rolling. They're probably going to keep up with this trend of making it so in every single Kanto there's like one, like, you fight a group near the beginning that's not very plot relevant in general. Only like vaguely like are working for the big guys so they can have some cool ideas to start the season off. Stuff like what they did for Rose Banner, what they did for the Pirates. It's gonna be really funny that we only have a single Pirate ID. And we got 3 Rose Banner IDs, despite the Pirates being more significant than Rose Banner. That's how it goes sometimes, though. Important in the story doesn't determine like how many IDs a faction really deserves. A lot of it also depends on how much unique stuff Project Moon thinks they can do with it. And I guess they thought that there was a lot to do with Rose Banner. Which is fair enough. Rose Banner were like the first group that really focused on a hybrid of status effects, you know? Since they were Charge and Tremor and a little bit of Rupture when you had a Gregor into the mix. Yeah, they were pretty cool. We're getting more stuff that's like hybrid-y now. Stuff like how like Pirate Gregor is like Poison Bleed. Stuff like how also like same case for like the Queecliff and Starsang being Poison Bleed. We're probably gonna get more stuff like that in the future. Also, it's frog time coming up. We love the frog. We love the frog. We're gonna break your eyes in. And you're gonna like it. Whether you like it or not, you're going to like it. Okay. I mean, this guy's not too bad. We'll lose some clashes. We kind of need to let him attack us a little bit. Our sanity kind of takes like a big walloping when we do, but that's small break to pay, you know. Who do we go for this turn? Probably Left Eye. We can probably break Left Eye this turn if we just attack it. I do like that idea. Something like that. And then, yeah, we're gonna take a bunch of one-side attacks, but we'll take down your stupid little eye. We also will get the 5 for agility on you with the suppress, which will be good when the actual gunshot comes in. That's gonna be your big damage dealer, I presume. Hopefully.
확인 사살.
일반적인 상황에선 선택하지 않을 방식이겠지만 이유가 있었으리라 생각하.
Yeah, there's a stagger. Oof time. Left eye is 1 HP, so it's perfect that we still have 1 more attack going. Yeah. If you know what I mean. And there we go. 1 eye down. Someone loses a bunch of sandy. It looks like it was... Who was it? It was Gregor. Okay. Can you win a clash here? No. Well, then you're just gonna have to live with low sandy when we break the other eye, bud. Manager, bud. It heals SP with this one, though. Yeah, that's tempting. We could, like, Legger to main this. I do like that idea. Especially if we do, like, this first, so that way we can actually hit both eyes. We're gonna want to oof you, though. You gain protection if you lose the clash. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We're fine with the neutral there.
표적 확인.
좋은 판단은 아니었어. 뭐 머리 좀 식히고 다시 가보자고.
Ooh, losing the clash. Unfortunate. How it goes sometimes, though. And you did gain sandy just overall from that one.
버틸 자신 있어?
And that's good damage, yeah. The eyes.
저 부표처럼 흔들리는.
Okay, his eye's not quite broken yet. It is still going to hit Gregor, that's fine. He's the only one who's taking like a fair bit of damage. That's actually going to win the clash, because the paralysis will actually work here. It's a single coin, so... We do that, we keep on attacking you as well. There's no reason not to. Just keep on going for this eye this turn. At least in my opinion, that is.
표적 무력화.
부위 하나가 끊어졌네요. 이제 좀 수월해지겠어요.
And we take down the toad. I think next turn, there's still one more turn we're gonna have to clash against your body or something. And then we get to punch you in the gut and stagger you, I believe.
칼날이 잘 드네요. 결손
Yeah.
다른 관리.
And then the tech shows up, yeah, Toad seems to be taking a huge breath. As the toad does. We'll hope that's actually gonna do enough. And there, he's paralyzed, so like this one is going to be free, but... Oh, we also do inflict more paralysis. Ooh. More paralyzed with that one. So it works out, I'd say. And you're gonna be at like a nice 300 HP when you get staggered. So we should be able to kill you pretty easily. Assuming we pass this check, which we should be able to do pretty easily, I hope. Yeah, you got this. And player heals some sanity. How swell. Not that we needed it, but I can still believe in it being a swell thing, I think. And we do this. Suppression is, you know, inflicting that nice fragile. How much HP does he have left? 80 HP, yeah, he dies. There we go. Nice. And we move on to the final floor. See, we did get Tomorrow's Fortune, so we get to choose what we get here. I guess we take Melted Eyeball for the funny tremor moment. Especially since we have 2 skill 3s for both Ishmael and Ishmael and Ryoshu. So we've got more tremor bursts than we would have otherwise. But yeah, we'll take that. We killed the frog and we took its eye. How swell, how quaint is that? Alright. Let us press onwards. Made myself some hot
부상 없이
chocolate,
나오는 게
very
최고야. 알지?
delectable stuff.
당신들은 상관없을지도요.
Neutral on you. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna happen. Shh, totally fine.
확인 사살.
Yeah. This happens every time I go for like even like a couple minutes, is I completely forget what a train of thought I was on beforehand, unless I actively remind myself to remember what train of thought I was on beforehand. There we go. Okay, my mouse wasn't working for a second there. That's good. Ooh, hopeless on you. Oh, it's because you've got 3 paralysis. Yeah, that really checks it. I mean, 3 paralysis just means it's a great time for a 9-2, right? You're gonna get a 26? Yeah. Might as well. It is nice having people that do have some negative going egos, because it just means whenever you're paralyzed, you can be like, no, blow up. Really, that means he needs to have 9-2. It's probably better to have a lantern equipped most of the time on him, because he also has impending day for that purpose. He does not need multiple negative point egos. At least in my opinion, I suppose.
방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어.
거기까지.
그 개체는 다른 방법이
저
적절하지
부캐처럼 흔들리는 놈이
않았을까요?
제1 사냥감이겠네요. 가서 끝장내죠. 보고합니다.
Oof does a lot of damage to these guys, of course, giving them the oof. Stagger plus as well, very nice.
적대 사격을 배제했습니다.
Doing plenty of damage.
고쳤는데?
Policing these guys. I mean, basically what we're doing right now is, like, the police have, like, broken into, like, the casino and are beating up, like, the casino, like,
적확한
syndicates
하늘이
because of their, illegal activity. Come here, boy. Come here. Beggar's whining.
이런 상황인데도 어떻게 끝이 보이네요.
Come on.
조금만 더 해보죠.
Good dog. Good boy.
공격 능력 평가.
Giving him nice rubs behind his ears, keeping him nice and happy.
그놈한텐 다른 공격.
전술적으로 불리한 판단일
Okay,
텐데요.
boy. You're good. Come here. Come here. Yeah.
완벽한 우리랑은 다르니까.
확인 사살.
칼날이 잘 드네요. 아마 그 공격이 약점이었겠죠?
확인 사살. 표적 완전 무력화.
우리가
There we go.
우세. 서둘러
Okay.
끝내자고.
No ammo. We've actually ran out of ammo. I guess we probably shouldn't have you too high up in the hierarchy, because you actually do have ammo issues, while Ryoshu has no ammo issues. So you'd need to use your skill 3 7 times in a single fight to run out of ammo. Which, you know, is a couple times. We'll take a contract. Yeah. Do we get double event now? Yahoo! Okay, compass. Me, one of my compasses swallowed by the sea. We lose 20 sandy on everyone, that's fine. We can make up for that. Ashes to ashes, sure thing. Come here, buddy. You're okay. Shh.
저를 믿어주셔서 감사해요.
Poor dog. Let's see. Yeah, we can do something like this. We can have you go second instead, then we can do a similar order. And that should work well enough.
네네, 작전 지역으로
Come
이동
here,
중.
come here.
교신 끝.
He's just
제가 도움이 될지는
being silly.
모르겠지만
He's just been on a walk. He's
노력해보겠습니다.
시작합니다.
come on. Come here. You're whining. He's whining, and then he keeps on walking away from me. But he wants attention. Come on. No. Come here.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
확인 사살. 아니
Okay, we're losing some clashes here. That's fine. That's how it goes with these guys pretty oftenly.
걱정 마시오.
These Pequod guys sure are a nuisance, especially with our 25 sanity
어떻게라도
on a lot of people. We just need to spam egos. We might need to just spam egos, honestly. Yeah. Random knowledge so we don't spend too much sanity here. Lantern is Pierce. We do this and we get some stuff going, I guess. God. A little bit awful. Ooh, Snag Harpoon is bad right now. That's pretty bad. No. You're okay. Trying to bite my curtains now. He's a puppy, so he's, very silly.
내 뒤로.
Pursuant to the cobble people, that's nice.
당신을 반드시 집행하겠습니다.
나의 손으로 잘라낼 수 있다면
I don't know. I guess I could try going back to what I was talking about earlier. I was talking about quite a few random things earlier, though. It's kind of hard for me to determine what was the one thing I was talking about earlier. I don't know, I talked a bit about, like, the lobotomy ego stuff, negative coins. Whatever else I talked about. It's hard to say. I don't know. This floor should be pretty fine, mostly. Ooh. Ryushi was actually kind of close to winning that class for a second there, unfortunate. We get a capote off, not an ego I use too often, so nice to see it.
이쪽입니다.
That's all. Honestly, that's just kind of the case for most Teth egos. Most Teth egos are kind of weak.
저기
Because they lack the spamability of Zayan's while also lacking like the pure firepower present in the in the He's and of course Bob now. But yeah, a lot of Teths do just kind of feel underwhelming because of that. I don't know. I feel like Teths need to be like. I like the idea of Zayan's being like spammable, nice like little like setup things occasionally. Good for just winning clashes when you need to and don't want to like risk too much. Keys are good for doing good amounts of damage. I think more Teths need to lean into gimmicks. I think some of the Teths do like a fantastic job of this, notably like Rhyme Chain, Efres, and Corrosion for Rodion. Both of her Teths fill really good like niches for being like just very great at setting up like certain status effects. To the point of it being the only reason why syncing is good, pretty much. Because it's the only way you can reasonably keep syncing up, alongside the fact that syncing Deluge is the only way to it can just do stupid amounts of damage with syncing. I don't know, I guess going through some of the other Teths, like, a lot of the worst egos in the game are Teths, in my opinion. Stuff like, I don't know. It's hard to define worst ego. There's some egos that aren't necessarily bad, but just kind of feel lacking, I guess. You could say. Like, Yisong Fourth Match Flame can do a lot of burn, don't get me wrong, but it's also got, like, one of the worst rolls of any ego in the game. Wishing Karen is actually fairly good for a Teth ego. It's not bad.
따라와 주세요.
It's very good for, like, paralysis stuff. You can get some, like, it's got decent passive for making Yisong a little bulkier for, like, from, like, blunt and sloth attacks. Like, Faust... Oh, Hexnail is a really good Teth, that's for sure. And then, but Faust 9 too is, Dawn Soup is good. Ryoshi's Teths are kind of middling. I don't know, a lot of the Teths do just feel kind of middling. And there's also stuff like Soda Hong Lu, which I did get some decent usage out of recently, so, like, that's something at least. That was more so because the run was bad, not because the ego was good. And I was told later that something I completely forgot about was the fact I could have also used Impending Day for the healing. Bless you. And you know, that might have been a smart idea too. Bless you. An easy dog.
확인 사살.
Okay, they should die this turn though. After living for far too long. Should've just used more egos or something, I guess. Hard to say. Okay. Another fight here. Blunt weak fight though, so it's not going to be nearly as rough. The Pierce fights the only ones that are really ever worth worrying about because of stuff like Key Corp and Pickwad.
상관없이 나오는 게 최고야. 알지?
당신들은 상관없을지도.
Struggling. You sure are struggling. How's Impending Day look? Decent. Okay, we'll roll with that then. Works for me. You actually did get a tails there for a second. Oh, and you actually got a tails in the actual attack itself. How nice.
이겨버리겠어.
Now, it's not like killing, of course. It's just gonna do some decent damage. It didn't even stagger. Quite unfortunate.
확인 사살. 효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만 노력해
Counter clashing
보겠습니다.
this turn. I guess we do double up on this one. I mean, losing with standoff is pretty good. We just gain a bunch of shield if we do lose with it, so you know, I'm fine with that.
보고입니다.
Okay, Law and Order wins the clashes. Does some damage, but you know, slash resistance, my beloathed. I mean, I say that like it's like a common annoyance, but like every single resistance is annoying if you're using that attack, so like
잘 드네요.
really not worth singling out any specific one. Slash resistance is definitely not the worst of offender as well. There is not enough good slash IDs for me to be that concerned. Definitely the weakest spot, which is so strange, given how it's like the most normal status effect, or most normal damage type it feels like. I'm like, the Walpurgis Knight stuff isn't gonna be slash either. Have we gotten like any slash this season? Have we gotten a single slash attack this season? No, right? It's been all blunt and pierce so far. Yeah, I think it's been literally only blunt and pierce so far. Not a single slash skill like this entire season, even including like sync stuff. And I don't even think that's going to change here, because like, what slash damage can you do with Magic Bullet or Lantern with the Walpurgis Knight stuff? I guess there might have been some E.G.Os that have slash stuff. Yeah, probably. At least one of them is. Like, I know if nothing else, Ryoshu's is slash.
포기하지만 말자고.
Yeah, present corrosions are blunt though, right? And pierce. Yeah, I think Ryoshu's Blind Obsession, I think, is the only slash anything we've gotten this season. Oh no, also perversion. That's right, or not perversion. What am I saying? No, pursuance. Perversion's something different. Yeah, pursuance is also slash. So that's something else. The corrosion is blunt though, despite it looking like it should also be slash, or at least pierced or something. I don't know. Yeah, very, very odd. Especially since I don't really think getting like a lot of slash in Heathcliff season would feel funny, given how you'd really expect it to be like the blunt season. You gotta learn whatever syndicate Heathcliff was a part of, I'm sure. Who knows, maybe that's gonna be like what our first identities of season 4 are going to be. It's gonna be whatever syndicate Heathcliff was a part of before Limbus. We still don't know what it was. Probably not a finger, so probably some other random syndicate, but it could be something like larger scale than we expect. This really does not do much for us. Gregor, you can take another skill 3. Yeah, your skill 3 is good. Just a bunch of protection for everyone. We can grab... Sure, we'll just grab some stuff. I don't know, I don't think it's too important to, like, actually get good stuff here. I'd rather a lot of E.G.O gifts for the sake of, like, a little bit more Starlight at the end of the run. Just a nice thing to have. Okay, Roast Spanner guys, these guys are pretty easy usually. Because we can just Blind Obsession them and they should just all kind of fall apart and die. We'd be fine clashing against them without even needing to use any E.G.Os. I just want a Blind Obsession because it's really funny hitting anything weak to pierce with one of the big pierce attacks.
거기까지.
Yeah. Because we do have 3 separate Pierce 7 target E.G.Os. Thanks to the 2 Vobs being Pierce 7 targets at Threats in 4, and also Ebony Stem being 7 target at Upside 4. You're chasing your own tail, buddy. You're being silly. And he's actually able, unlike some dog, he is actually able to catch his own tail, so... It is a very successful, and then he just kind of doesn't know what to do with it, and so he just kind of starts licking it. You're so funny, buddy. Oh, you got a ball?
위험 요소.
He still doesn't fully understand. He doesn't fully understand fetch yet, so he's just gonna chew on that ball over there now.
위험 요소 제거.
If he brought it here, I could throw it, but
지금은 기세를 다시
I don't know.
잡았군요.
he still can't. He still can't get up to much antics, anyways.
교전 시작.
He got his cone off at least now, so he can actually like
적대 세력을
be relatively free from
이
his
방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요.
suffering from his surgery, but still shouldn't run around too much. Okay, anyways, Pierce, Gloom.
준비는 끝났습니다.
It's one of the three. You know the three. Centipede, Fox, KQE. Who's it gonna be? Centipede? That's okay.
개체가 기세등등해 보여요.
Kind of a boring fight.
조금
I think a lot of the
주의해야
fights
좋을 것
are
같아요.
kind of just boring on floor 4. I don't know. Chromer's a fun fight at least. So, you know, props for that if nothing else. We'll try stacking some stuff on you though. We'll be able to get some like... Yeah,
내
okay.
뒤로.
We'll get some tremor on you thanks to Ishmael. We'll get a little tremor burst off too. Any gluttony attack we do is also just a random tremor
계속 밀어붙이자.
thanks to the green spirit. I always want to call it fairy wine because that is what it, because that's what the actual fairy gentleman calls it, the fairy wine. That's what the actual one you fight is when you have to break, you know, the fairy wine. But no, the E.G.O gift is just green spirit.
전술의 승리네요.
오케이. 작전 지역 진입 확인했어.
Yeah.
입간
You're going for your
양호합니다.
funny attacks this turn. But it says your favorite. How much paralysis do you have? Only one? Yeah, that is not favored then. How are we feeling? Do we want to be silly? We do have effervescent corrosion. Probably should have done that last turn. We'll clash against this with it, if nothing else. Something like that. Do a little bit of tremor bursting. Do a little bit of client protecting. Do a little bit of inflicting tremor. This should work. I'd hope. Rodion will be the one that actually gets to benefit from the one paralysis, so it'll just make sure that we should win the clash. Make sure they didn't get, like, good luck or something. Yeah, okay. Tails, that's fine. Doesn't matter. The important thing here is that we get some more tremor potency, more tremor count, that sort of thing. A little bit of burst tremor, too. Bonk.
칼날이 잘 드네요. 아마
Oof is also another burst tremor.
죠
We do need to win the clash, though, and we did manage to win the clash, so that's good.
효과적이네요. 이 방식을 기억하는 게 좋겠어요. 확인 사살.
Oh yeah, and oh yeah, I forgot about the contract. A little bit of damage there. How quaint. You don't get to get too many attacks off then. Love to see it. And I mean, might as well go for another effervescent corrosion if we want to keep on doing the funny. Maybe we can build up some tremor on like the head this turn, potentially. And we also do just kind of want to attack the body though. Nothing else. Stuff like TN, stuff like, we don't have it here, but what I was going to say is stuff like, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Stuff like Flexible Suppression, 4-coin Gluttony attack is also really good for the tremor, because that just means, I mean, 16 tremor potency effectively if we were to use Gregor's skill 2. Not that we have his skill 2 right now, but just like theoretically, when we use it one day. Nice.
꽤 끈적거리거든. 절대 피할 수 없을 걸.
We get the tremoring to continue. The tremoring never ends.
와, 아주 박살이 났는 걸.
Ooh,
일개 부위가
that is
빠져나가네요.
unfortunate.
굿 힙,
Would have lost some self-charge if we won that, I think. That's fine.
사후 보고. 부위 하나의 개손이
You've got
예측되네요.
6 though, that's not a lot. We should be able to just kill you this turn, right? I'd presume so. You're not like the strongest fellow. And you've got what, 340 HP? That's not a lot. Oh, that's the wrong attack. Meant to do that. Something like this. This way you should. I mean, like, that attack's kind of weak. I guess we should pop like a blind obsession here just for good luck.
교전
Make
시작합니다.
sure that we kill with that if nothing else. But like, we're gonna be doing a lot of damage here. Yeah. Wasn't really necessary. Just wanted to be safe. We don't want you having more self-charge, because this way you'll be at a solid 12. Which means we should just be able to deal with it in one turn.
공격 능력
Okay.
평가?
Law and Order does it do enough?
제대로 꽂혔는데.
Not quite, okay.
좋은
So you do gain a
판단은
little bit more.
아, 뭐,
You're gonna be at 14 self-charge instead. That's still fine though, because you lose what?
총원, 조명이 전멸하는
You lose 18 self-charge in one turn.
모든 것을 쳐부술 거다.
So like it's really not an issue. Rock to 1 HP. As long as he doesn't have like above 18 self-charge, you can just one turn it. If I'm not mistaken. Oh no, he gains self-charge from those still. That's right. Okay. Never mind that then. The game's just a little too silly for us. Oh, we're out of wrath, so you can't use any of your egos. Shh. That's funny. Well, we'll use what egos we can. Do something like this, hopefully it goes well enough. You guys can just block, no need for you to actually do anything. And, yeah, hopefully we win all these clashes. If not, it doesn't really matter. He'll kill himself next turn. Spark Discharge, cause funny.
버텨보라고.
Really want to like do another run focusing on Gregor ADD. It's a funny one. Just Rupture through spamming Gloom is really interesting. Also, I have 800 thread right now, so I definitely could thread spin it to 4, so it becomes 15 instead of 10 self-charge. Or static discharge, shock discharge, whatever it's called. Not self-charge. Self-charge is the centipede thing. Shock discharge, or whatever it is the ADD Gregor thing. Of course. I also don't like how it only occasionally shows the actual self-charge status effect. I think it's because it's, like, not on either body part. It's like a status effect that applies to the entire creature instead of just one body part, which is fairly unique. So it only shows it occasionally here. Oh well, we won all of our clashes, so
기록에 따라
you die next turn, even if we just kind of stand there and do nothing, which is very tempting.
상황이 좋다고 할 수는
Yeah, 2
없지만
self-charge.
여러분은 하실 수 있을
So
거예요.
funny. Look at how funny this is, guys. He's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna kill you, and then he's gonna blow up.
로자 교전 시작.
There we go. That's good. Centipede moment. Okay.
최선의 방어는
Camera rewards, Gregor did the most, of course. Makes sense, he is the 3-star, he was in the first slot most of the run. Usually it's the most damage is just whoever you have in the first slot. There's very little, like, it's only if you spam enough egos is that not the case, you know? 160 Starlight, not bad. Give me my 3 Battle Pass levels as well, my 9 boxes worth of levels. And the, Trinket Sacks, which do nothing for me since I'd already have it maxed out.
정해진 시간에 기상하는 것은
Yippee.
사직에 명시된 내용입니다.
Oh, modulize. And extractionize. 1 star. One star. And finally, to wrap things out, one star, okay. 9-star day.
정해진 시간에
Fine by
기상하는
me.
것은
Because anyways, that is all for the police team. Another silly enough idea with the wheel. One that doesn't really affect, you know, how I play the game. Instead, just affects the team itself. But, you know, theme teams are always pretty funny. Anyways, that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next episode. Bye!